The background study of project Universal Design International Islamic University Malaysia is to show how important the universal design are towards students or users in their daily life, and whether the design applies in all the 18 sustainable development with maqasid syariah. The purpose of this study is to show that universal design in Iium campus really does play an important role in order to achieve those 18 SDGs that has been applied in Iium towards the student and other users as well. This research also intend to highlight the importance of having well-managed and planned universal design in order to ensure that all types of users can use it without having any problem and avoid any unpleasant feelings toward the special users. So the Iium management really needs to take a very serious action in order to make our university become universal design friendly. The rationality of this case study is to find out how important it is to have the universal design on our campus and to figure out who will be affected if those designs are unavailable on our campus. A well-managed and organised universal design in the Iium campus will ease students, lecturers and others as well, and this will make the Iium campus become a campus that is suitable for any types of persons and disabilities. The types of universal design that is really needed on campuses is a disabled-friendly types of design. There should be a spacious sidewalk for wheelchair users, truncated domes and detachable warning pavers for other disabilities also.
Next, according to the United Nations, the meaning of universal design itself is the creation of products, places, programs, and services that are usable by all people to the maximum extent possible without the need for adaptation or specialized design. Universal design also does not preclude the use of associative technologies for specific groups or people with impairments. The universal design comprises 7 principles that will serve as a guide for all of us to make Iium as a universal design campus, which are: the design must be equitable use, flexibility in use, simple and intuitive, perceptible information, tolerance for error, low physical efforts, and lastly, size and space for approach and use. Next, there are a few objectives for implementing universal design initiatives on campus. To identify universal design issues on the Iium campus is one of them. This is to ensure that all facilities can be accessed by all students regardless of body size or ability, and the facility can be used effectively. Secondly, to evaluate student perceptions about universal design on campus. All Iium students also have the opportunity to express their views on the facilities that need to be upgraded for their use on campus in order for Iium to be a prosperous university, not only in terms of education but also in terms of building and the environment. Finally, to propose effective solution for universal design on campus. This is because adequate facilities may help to establish a comfortable studying environment on campus while also encouraging students to learn more.
The significance of this project is to ensure that all students in Iium can use those universal design on campus without thinking about it as a special, separate or handicapped. It provides dignity and inclusivity for all users, and it also takes up less space, create less architectural noise on the facade, and it is more cost effective. Universal design in Iium serve people who currently live with disabilities and people that will in future. Iium would greatly benefit from universal design's promotions of lifespan friendly and age friendly environment. Furthermore, universal design enhances the utility, safety and health of environment, product and system. Disparities in functional abilities and preference are becoming a more regular component of global everyday living experience. As attention is focused on altering demographic, everyone will be able to use facilities more comfortably. In the Islamic perspective, masjid and surau are popular buildings, typologies and facilities that are frequently visited by Muslim persons with disabilities and the elderly. In addition to the general public, because masjid and surau have remained as a place of worship for devout Muslims to perform the 5 daily prayers. Physical obstacles are created by a lack of access, which burden persons that temporarily ambulance impaired and the elderly. These barriers have eventually discouraged them from visiting the masjid for prayers and other activities related to the masjid and the masjid compound due to lack of accessibility continuing, particularly from the parking area, the entrance, the ablutions area, the toilet, and finally to reach the prayer hall.
In preparing the university towards applying the universal design concept, there sure will be some constraints that need to be considered. Some of the issues and challenges that can be highlighted are first, it is hard to maintain. It is very clear that universal design is all about upgrading the infrastructures and facilities for people's comfort. The public is the one that will be using the amenities most of the time, so they are the one who are responsible for making sure the facilities are in a good condition by handling it with care. However, some human behavior that is hard to cope with is some of the reasons why the project needs a lot of consideration. It sure will be serviced monthly, but it will cost a lot to fix everything than to preserve. The other challenge in applying the universal design to the university is that it costs a lot. The price of the features already needs a lot of money. Every feature then needs to be installed, which will also cost a lot of money. The next issue that needs to be considered in the project is time consuming. In a way of making universal design works, every element needs extra attention and care to ensure each component is functional. It requires significant steps and principles that need to be followed to make it work, So for the analysis, the questions asked in the questionnaire are the satisfaction level of the facilities provided in the campus and the recommendation on what the students think should be added in implementing the idea of universal design. Most of the respondents are satisfied with the facilities around the campus but still want some improvement in several parts of the university. Some suggestions that the students would love to have in campus are more vending machines, better bus networking, and a special private female sport complex that are meant for only girls.
Alright, for the first recommendation is to add musalla in the library because it is easier for students to pray and they don't have to go out to find a place to pray. Next is to maintain the pedestrian walk or sidewalk for student safety because based on my own experience, the pedestrian walk from Mahala Safia to Farooq is kind of disaster because there are cracks on it and the surface of the pedestrian walk is uneven, so students might trip from it. Alright, to sum up, university management should keep an eye on the facilities in order to provide a better built environment. And to relate with Maqasid al-Sharia, we will go for hifz al-nafs, which means to not cause harm to oneself or others. And for SDG, we will go for SDG 9, which is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. So to conclude, let's make our campus a universal design campus. Thank you.